Do you track the people that come to your website? Do you know if anyone visits your website? Doesn't matter if you know that information. The answer is maybe. We're going to dive into it in this episode. Welcome to Small Business Big Visibility. This is a mini series on websites. We're talking all about websites from a ton of different angles so that you as a business owner have a better idea of what matters, what's important, what you should focus on, what you shouldn't worry about, so that you can make better decisions, so you can grow your business and have a bigger impact in your community. Today we're talking all about tracking, and there's a few tools that matter, and then there's a bunch of things that aren't that important. Now let's talk first off about things that do matter. Several years ago, this brand new technology came out, and it was really, really cool. What it would do is it would literally spy on people as they were on the website, and it would watch to see where their mouse went anywhere on the site. When this technology first came out, you could literally go in and watch them fill out a form, and you'd see the exact information that they were putting into it. Now, if you may not be thinking about this right away, but as soon as I say it, you're going to say, holy cow, I can't believe it. When this technology first came out, it was watching everything. Now, people were putting this on e-commerce websites. It was literally watching and seeing the credit card information they were plugging into these sites. It was a security nightmare. Boy, that didn't last very long before they fixed that, because could you imagine how bad that was when they realized that the credit card information was being seen, but then it was stored in a non-secure manner on servers that anybody could basically access, and anyone can gather that data. It was terrible, total security nightmare. So that was a cool concept. They quickly fixed the credit card part so you couldn't see what people were filling in on the forms. And I'm sure that they made it all PCI compliant. But there were that kind of level of tracking, and this was a long time ago. So if they were that advanced back then, they have tools that would blow your mind if you knew about them today. But I don't want to bring all of that up for the sake of just getting people paranoid. The reason I'm bringing that up is, as a small business owner, we're often introduced to these cool tools that look like they're going to change everything. And I had a lot of customers back in the day that wanted that on their website. And those tools were anywhere from few bucks a month up to hundreds of dollars a month. And some of them even went way beyond that on their pricing. But customers were excited about it because they're like, oh, I'm going to figure out exactly why people are not all filling out my form. And as soon as I know that, customers are just going to come flocking to me. Well, maybe, but probably not. There's a multitude of reasons why people don't buy from you, and you're not going to know why they aren't buying from you just from watching where their mouse moves on a page. You get an idea of what elements are popular on a page, but it doesn't tell you the story that's going on inside that customer's life. And that's what a business owner needs to understand, is what is it the customer's story truly is representing? What are they experiencing? When they come and land on my site and they read what I've put there, or they watch the video that's there, I need to better understand who they are so I know if I'm helpful in what I'm saying and doing. So if we have that going on, that we're trying to figure out that level, can analytics get me there? Probably not. But on the flip side, I had somebody reach out once and they complained. They're like, I'm not getting any customers from my site. Well, let's take a look at that. Their website was getting no traffic. If you're getting no traffic, why do you expect that people are going to come in and fill out a form if nobody even lands on your site to begin with? So there is a time and a place for tracking. And for a small business owner, it's going to be vastly different than for an e-commerce company that's trying to get massive amounts of sales. Let's talk now a little more specifically about what tools you should be worrying about. One of the easiest tools to install that gives you kind of a good overview on your website is Google Analytics. It's completely free to install. Anyone can have a Google Analytics account, and then you can go in, or your web guy can go in and take that tracking information. There's a little bit of code that Google's going to give you. You're going to go in and you're going to put that onto the website itself. What happens when that tracking code goes on there is it allows Google to start tracking data on those customers. When Google's tracking that data, they take that data and they put it into a dashboard where you can easily see numbers about your site. So using Google Analytics, you can find out how many people visited your site last week or last month. How many of them visited the home page or the About Us page, the services page, contact page? You can see things like, are people moving to multiple pages or do they hit one page and leave? You can see which pages people leave the most from. And so there's some good pieces of information, but most of the time as a small business owner, when they start thinking about analytics and tracking data on their website, they usually start stressing more than is healthy. So just like any other part of your business, you can absolutely be inundated with numbers. You can look at numbers from a million different things. You can look at numbers that matter to your business or numbers that don't matter to your business. Within Google Analytics, there are numbers that you could dive into and you could dissect and analyze, and a bunch of them aren't going to be at all helpful. So what are the things you should look at? You want to know how many people are coming to your website. That's a good number. You kind of want to have an idea. Is it going up? Is it going down? If it's going down, why? How do we get it to go up so you get more people to your site? Then, how long are they spending on the site? Usually that's a good indication of if they're finding your website helpful. And then the third metric is how many pages do they visit when they're on your site? All of those numbers are readily available. And if you're just getting started, those are some good ones to look at. And then trying to get those things to go up can be helpful. But I want to caution you against obsessing over that, because there's other areas of your business that are more important than making sure people visit 3 pages instead of 2. The real metric you want to care most about out of all of this is, are you getting more customers? If the phone is ringing, those other numbers can become a little bit less important. And the more that phone's ringing, the less those numbers are important, because the key metric of getting more customers in the door is being met. So I want to keep that perspective in your mind as well when you're thinking about data. Now, there's one other area for small business owners that I do recommend, and it's called Google Search Console. The Google Search Console is a tool that helps you understand how your business, or your website, I should say, is showing up on Google. Now, a lot of people are using these tools to understand, am I getting any traffic from Google? And oftentimes small business owners don't understand that there's 2 separate tools, one that tells you what's happening on your site, the other tells you what's happening in relationship to Google. But you'll probably want to look at both. And the Search Console is also a free tool. You can go in, create the account, then you can verify your domain with Google and get Google to validate that you are the owner of that domain name. And then they'll start sharing insights and data about your business's website on the Google search results. When you're in the Search Console, there's a few areas you want to look at. You want to see if your website's being indexed and how many pages are indexed. You want to see how many people clicked to land on your site, and that's another available report. You want to see how often you're showing up in the search results and what you're showing up for. All of that is available right inside there. If you want more information on this, or if this area is of extreme importance and curiosity to your brain, jump over to our local SEO Made Easy course. We've got a whole ton of videos. Go search for them, you'll find it. Talks all about how to rank for SEO, and we dive a little bit deeper into some of these tools that you can be using to grow your web presence. Now, again, let's consolidate it all back down. There's a ton of tools. New ones are coming out all the time. Don't get distracted by that. There's a few tools that do matter. The 2 I'd recommend today is your Google Search Console and Google Analytics. Both of them are free. Install them. Don't obsess over them, but do have a base understanding of what your numbers are. People often wonder what numbers matter in relationship to their website. There's a few key numbers that are important. Google Search Console will tell you where you're showing up on the search results. Google Analytics will tell you how people are interacting with your website once they get there. Those are the 2 tools I recommend. And within that, if you want to learn more, watch the full video we attached below. Google Analytics can tell you so many different numbers, but the key ones for a small business owner are how many people made it to your site, how many pages did they visit, how long did they stay. Those are the key kinds of things you want to know, but don't obsess over it, because there's far more important metrics, but it is good to make sure you understand the baseline numbers.